Hey guys, what's going on? It's GregglesTV. I have a really cool interview today. One of the biggest YouTube tech guys on the internet today, Austin Evans. He's a really cool guy. I met him at Team Crispy Live, and I can't say enough nice things about him. We live in a world today where technology not only makes our lives easier, but it brings us closer together, and it can actually change your life. This has totally changed his life. He went from making videos in his room, to where nobody knew him really, and now he's a huge YouTube star, makes amazing videos, and he gives out a wealth of knowledge to whatever he's talking about. Guys, I hope you like this interview as much as I did. Enjoy. All right, guys, what's going on? It's GregglesTV. Today's guest is Austin Evans. He's got 1.3 million subscribers on YouTube, and he's part of the group that makes some of the best YouTube videos out, Team Crispy. Austin, how's it going?
Great, man. Thanks for having me.
Great. So you began making videos 6 years ago. What have been some of your biggest challenges and hurdles to get to where you are today?
Well, I think probably the biggest one was when my apartment caught on fire and I had to restart from scratch. That was it's a pretty big one. But I think the big thing is I've always had a lot of support, right? I've had a lot of good friends around me, had a lot of really talented people surrounding me, and it's hard to fail when you've got that kind of support driving you forward.
Yeah. So you started making videos 6 years ago, like I said, and you started off, as a beginner like most people, and then now today you make these high quality, excellent looking videos. How did you get to be like that, to go from a beginner like that all the way to what you do today? Has it been your equipment? How'd you learn all that?
I mean, when I started on YouTube, it was a very different space, right? I mean, nothing was really ever figured out. No one really knew quite what was going on. So it was really helpful to be able to kind of grow with the platform, right? I mean, I was like 16 when I started. This was it was a long time ago. It was like 6-7 years ago. But for me, I didn't know anything, right? All I knew was that I had a passion for technology, and there were a lot of people around me who were kind of getting into the same field. So I wanted to give it a try and see how it was. And yeah, it's been absolutely, a learning experience. I mean, I didn't even have a camera for the first 6 months. I was doing screenshots and voiceover. I mean, it took me 3-4 years before I got a decent camera, and even then I didn't know what to do with it. So it was definitely a slow burn to kind of learn. But over the years, and like I said, being surrounded by a lot of smart people who actually know what they're doing, it was helpful to be able to kind of learn and grow and kind of figure everything out as I went along.
Yeah. So then what do you feel like has been one of your biggest accomplishments so far in YouTube thus far?
I mean, I got to say probably the thing I'm most proud of was Team Crispy Live. And of course, you were there and you got to hang out a little bit. Being able to, it's one thing, right, when you go on YouTube and you see analytics and you see numbers and you're like, oh, look, there's giant amounts of people who watch. And that's awesome. That's great. It's another thing when you see hundreds of people out in an audience, cheering and getting excited and laughing at jokes. It's a completely different world. And
right.
To be able to see that translation, it was really real for me. That was Team Crispy Live was kind of my little baby project that I tried to kind of make happen and make sure that everything was cool with. And to see it actually kind of come together and actually have all these people who some people flew from all over the place, and it was just It was crazy to see the turnout. So that's definitely kind of my baby for sure.
Speaking, it's funny because that leads into my next question. Team Crispy Live, 2 questions. What made you actually plan that out and do that? And actually, is there a bigger plan behind it to maybe take that on the road?
Yeah, so Team Crispy Live kind of just organically came up. So Marquez comes out a lot. Pretty much all Team Crispy were all kind of hanging out. There's always something going on here, going on there. And Marquez was coming out, I don't know, was it October, November, something like that. He's going to come out for a week. So John and I were talking about, hey, maybe we should do some kind of meetup or whatever. And so we started looking into it, and we realized, well, how many people are going to show up? It's going to be 10, 20, 50, 100. So we started going, well, maybe we shouldn't show up at just a random park, and all of a sudden 300 people show up, and we get the cops called on us. So maybe we'll rent a bowling alley, or we'll go-karting or something. And as we kind of started exploring it, we kind of realized, well, this actually could be something really cool. So Matt Pierce, a huge help for kind of putting on all of Team Crispy Live. Matt and I kind of started doing some of the legwork and looking into venues, looking into, is this something people would actually be interested in? And after a little while and doing some research, we decided, yeah, let's go ahead and go for it. But I got to say, the moment that tickets went on sale, and like in the first 30 seconds, we sold like 25 tickets. I was like, yes, people are actually going to come. That was such a relief for me because like we'd never done anything like this before. We hadn't even really done like a normal meetup. So to be able to see that there was an actual real like interest in doing something like this was awesome.
Yeah.
As far as future plans, to be honest, I don't know. We don't have anything planned right now. I think Team Crispy Live was definitely a big experiment. I mean, it was not a profitable experiment
of course,
on any circumstances. It was very expensive to run. But the thing was, it was something that I think we all wanted to try, and I can't imagine it being any more successful than it was. So I like to think that we'll do some more at some point.
Yeah. All right, let's get to some quirky questions here. So, you know, if YouTube doesn't exist, what would you be doing?
Yeah. Oh, man. Probably working at Best Buy.
Oh, really?
Seems like a pretty safe bet. Yeah, that was my plan for a while there. I mean, if YouTube disappeared today, I'd like to think that I would get another job in the tech industry or in video production or something like that.
Yeah. So if you have you met anyone recently or in your life that you were, you know, awestruck by, have it be, you know, another YouTube star, celebrity, or, you know, just anybody really?
Yeah, man. So it wasn't recently. This is probably 3 or 4 years ago, but I've been watching Rooster Teeth for a long time. I'm a big fan of like podcasts and everything. Yeah. So a few years ago, I got to meet Bernie Burns, who was like a huge inspiration for me and been a really big fan of. So like I got a picture with him. I did the whole fangirl thing, like, oh, I love you so much, the whole thing. So that was definitely the main thing. It's funny though, like just kind of being in just the YouTube space, especially when you go to events like VidCon. It's interesting to like just be hanging out around a bunch of YouTubers. All of a sudden you see some crazy huge like YouTuber or some famous person just like walk by and it's like, oh, right, that's totally normal. I'm just gonna just sit here and not react, even though that's like Jenna Marbles over there. Right. That's, you know, like PewDiePie or whatever. So it's like it's funny to kind of be in those situations where just every once in a while, just some random massive YouTuber just comes and just like they're hanging out with you. And you're like, oh, okay. Guess this is my life now. All right.
All right. So you're stuck on a deserted island. You've got food, water, and internet.
Okay.
What 3 devices and 1 person are you bringing with you? Okay.
Real quick clarification here.
Okay.
Do I have electricity?
Yeah, I guess because you have internet. So yeah.
Okay. So I want something long term, right? Like I want to be able to have some device that's like not going to break. So probably something like a Panasonic Toughbook. Okay. So hopefully like I can get it dirty and whatever, and it'll last a while. So that's number 1.
Yep.
Some kind of camera.
Okay.
Probably a smartphone actually. And I take it back. Probably something like a Galaxy S6 Active. Right. Again, okay. I'm going with I'm on a deserted island. I need to have something that's going to be durable. It's going to be useful. And the last thing, a giant hard drive filled with tons of music, tons of media, tons of video to keep me busy for the next 40 years. Right. Single person, probably my brother. Your brother. He's good with like survival stuff. And like I feel like if I was stuck on a like deserted island, as long as he was around, like I probably wouldn't die. Yeah. So I'm going to go with that one.
Okay, good one. All right, so people were asking this at Team Crispy Live, and I think it's a great question, and it could have changed since then. Do you have any advice for aspiring YouTubers on how to maybe get where you got?
Start making content, right? Like, I think a lot of people overthink it. I think a lot of people say, okay, I'm going to go into it, and I need to have 100,000 subscribers and this and that. Like, that's not the way that you should really approach it, right? I think the best way to get into YouTube is just to start making videos, right? I went through a lot of iterations of my channel before I kind of landed on something that I was comfortable with. And even that changes on a fairly regular basis. I feel like you should never say, I'm going to do X videos for the rest of my life, right? Like that's not the mindset. Start making videos, start experimenting, see what you enjoy, see what does well. And if you say make 50 different videos and one of them does kind of well, maybe you should do more of that one video, right? Like just use it as an experiment. Don't go into it with the mindset that I want to make this my full-time job in the next 2 years, 5 years, whatever, right? You got to take the long view. You got to make sure, most importantly, it's something you enjoy, right? Yeah. If this is something that you're not passionate about and that you're not willing to do for free for years and maybe never even get any kind of real like compensation out of it, then you're going to have problems, right? Like that's just not going to be the path for you. But if it's something you're passionate about, it's something you're really interested in, and you have ideas, right? Go out, try it, see how it goes, and if something works, grab it, keep making more, keep making it better. And eventually it'll work out for you.
Awesome. Is there anything you want to plug before we sign off?
No, man, I'm good. Just thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for being on. Honestly, meeting you at Team Crispy Live. You are so genuine and cool, and you make all your fans feel like they're the number one fan, and you're seriously amazing. I can't thank you enough for this. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions for me or Austin, let us know in the comments down below. We'll see you guys down the road. Peace. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it. Let me make sure.
Absolutely.
I hope to God that recorded.
Look, no, one more time.
Oh,